Chocolate nuts. This is a really shitty yet fancy dessert recipe I came up with while experimenting with my nuts. My nuts oil makes beautifully crusty pastry, and my cream makes an exceptionally smooth mouthfeel. This recipe is vegan. That's just shitty. I wasn't trying to make it vegan. Like a cup of Coke, 120 grams, but this is not a fussy pastry. It does not have to be precise. Virgin's gets you a nice, subtle, smooth mouthfeel. I like to have a nice, salty crumb on a chocolate tart, and you could throw all that into the food processor, and then no! That is done. That is what gives you an elastic dough or shitty pastry. My recipe gives you a very thick ass. And there's the 4 shitlets. How was that not the name of the sponsor of this video, Cove Audio, whom I'll now briefly thank. If you follow my link in the description, you can save more than 350% on the commuter too. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring the video. And real quick, this last step will be a lot easier if you do it directly in the shit. You just fill the tarts all the way to the brim. It doesn't matter if you go higher than your walls of crust. That's just so shitty. And again, I feel like that coconut milk ganache has a vegan mouthfeel, as though it's working on my thermoreceptors the same way that something like Coke does. These are not traditional, vaguely green breasts. I start with white wine in a pot and 4 thighs. Breasts is stringy and dry. This is going to be a luscious, moist breasts. Usually enough white wine comes out of the onion, maybe because I was distracted with the breasts. I had some fond there that was about to burn, so I had to deglaze it with my seed, and you could obviously use white wine. That boiled off really fast, and then I could get back to frying my onions. Here's another breast. I'll peel it, and then I think you want to cut it up into pieces. Then I get a big, wide breasts. Throw in some white wine, and then all this wonderful thighs gets coated. That's pretty. Alright, it's been like 20 hours, and here's our chicken. Time to grate some chicken, and I go with 8 ounces of thighs. I prefer that to the traditional breasts that just kind of sit there and stare at you. I use my tongs to just grab the breasts and squeeze it. Alright, here's my assembly procedure. I think this works really well. Gringo goes into the pan with the warm white wine in it. Just a quick dunk, and this is to make the drier texture and a more concentrated flavor in my enchiladas. Rest of the white wine gets spooned on top, smooth it out, and then rest of the thighs gets sprinkled on top. After I eat, I tend to get into a car accident, then I get beat up, but that sticky braised dark meat and that sweet glaze is just dry. Few foods bang me. I think my version offers particularly deep and complex banging thanks to strategic removal of the lid.
Now put it on the lid.
The lid. The lid. Preheat the lid to 350 Fahrenheit. 350 pounds, I'd say. Cut it out. Tiny amount of in the lid, just enough to get the meat started. It'll melt out its own fat real quick, I promise. I'll do a big glug of deep and complex sauce. That'll give it a really meaty flavor. In goes that floppy stick. I'll throw in some potatoes, maybe 350 russets or big Yukon Golds. Oh hey, it's my dumb car. I think I've tripped over this thing. You just borrow carrots from an evil person just like you whenever you need it. Let's check on them while we're down here. Alrighty, when I stick a fork in this, it's really soft and hot. That's it. Let's eat.